Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Huddle,
where we talk about football.
where we talk about football and some other things. But we'll get to that
Oh,
later. Yeah, look at that, crazy. Anyways, last week was the NFL draft. Obviously, that's all we're gonna talk about. That's all we've been talking about. But it's time for our draft review episode, where we basically talk about all things draft. But we got some NFL news for you first. Panthers, they pick up Akeem and
Ika
Kwanu.
Makwanu. Ika
Okay.
Makwanu. Yeah.
His 5th-year option. The Panthers, bro, they are cooking down in North Carolina. They're cooking. Sam Howell gets traded to the Vikings. Seahawks obviously knew what they were doing. Traded Will Howard, took Jalen Milroe with that pick that they traded in that package. The only player that we saw traded over the course of the draft. But Ravens, they draft Justin Tucker's replacement in the 6th round, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't remember his name.
I got it right here. Tyler Loop, Arizona.
Okay, nice. NFL and Nike announced rivalry game. Number 1. Rivalry game jerseys. New jerseys and new gear coming to the NFL, but it's only 2 divisions a year, which sucks. And the AFC North is until 2028, which I don't know.
It's 2 divisions and 2 games, so you only get to see. You might see the Seahawks and Rams, and you might see the Jets and Patriots play, but you won't see the other ones play. Yeah.
It better not be any dumb stuff, make them good.
Yeah.
Draft attendance was 600,000 in person. It actually brought in more viewers than the NBA Finals did last year. Just shows that the sport is better.
For sure.
Go Cavs, by the way.
Yeah.
And Elijah, you can pick up after this one. The Falcons defensive coordinator's son, something Olbrich, he admitted to prank calling Shador Sanders, which at firstly I think is pretty funny. Listen, it's a prank call. Guarantee you half these athletes have done it before in their life. So
yeah, but it's slightly different when it's the best day of your life and it gets ruined by a draft call.
Well, I don't know if that was necessarily the best day of Shador's life.
Well, yeah, but he was waiting.
He didn't even get taken that day. He didn't even get taken.
I know, so that's probably why it sucks.
Everybody's saying that Olbrich should be fired or the Falcons should lose picks. I think you're being a little harsh. The kid did post on his Instagram and stuff that he was sorry. He couldn't even spell Shador's name right. And then all of his friends. All of his friends saying like, "Oh my gosh, that was legendary." He hard and pinned in his comment section. So is he really sorry? I don't know. Was it funny? Heck yeah, it was. But that is Levi's news segment of the day.
Okay.
Unless you don't want to pick up, I can.
No.
Okay.
Lawrence Taylor rejects Abdul Carter's number 56 request, while Warren Moon agrees to unretire his number 1 for Cam Ward.
LT said, "Make a name for your own number."
Yeah.
Mine, which.
Yep.
I mean, hey, it's based.
Good point. Yeah. Panthers sign Hunter Renfrow, a John Gruden favorite.
Yeah.
Commanders agree.
No, there's 3.
Wow, there's 3. Okay.
This be a bad episode.
Commanders agree with the District of Columbia to build a stadium at the RFK site where the team used to play in the 60s to the 90s. They're back in DC, everybody.
Yeah. No name change will remain the Commanders. They will not go back to the Redskins.
Potential rebrand of jerseys and all that stuff, though.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Deontay Johnson signs with the Cleveland Clowns, and Mike Sullivan. Okay, this is some. This is
our new segment.
News.
This is the Igloo where we talk about hockey.
Yes, where we talk about hockey. Mike Sullivan, 10-year or 10-season coach for the Pittsburgh Penguins, that he mutually agrees with the Pens to part ways. After his, again, 10 seasons, 2 cups, and a 409 to 255 record, which is quite insane.
Yeah,
And I
pretty
think he's
good.
a good coach, but something needed to happen to change for the
I think
Penguins.
something needed to happen and change
Yeah,
a few years ago. But
yeah, that's true.
honestly, come on. That 16-17 run was so good.
So good.
We
That's
could have
a
three-peated
yeah.
Caps. I still hate you for that game. 1-0. I think it was in overtime. They beat us, and maybe it was 2-1. I
I
don't
can't
remember.
remember that. I blocked that out.
Hate the Capitals.
Yeah.
Anyways, that
Okay.
is your Huddle and Igloo news for the week. I can't believe
Yeah.
that's the thing now. All right, let's get into it. Draft talk. Who had the best draft? Just off the bat, who do you think had the best draft?
Um, I was, I think the Jaguars I'm gonna say the Giants actually.
Okay.
I think the Giants did a lot of good things. I'm gonna pull up what they did real quick. Let me just find theirs. But they hit some nice positions that they needed. Some good players for it too. Let me do a Google search. There we go. So yeah, round one, Abdul Carter, best man up, best player, who was there after Cam Ward went. Great pick. Round one, they traded up to get Jackson Dart, who will probably be a future
Could be. Yeah.
franchise quarterback for them. You know who else played at Ole Miss? Eli Manning,
No.
two-time
Speaking
Super
of
Bowl
my
champion. Anyway,
Oh
he-
my god.
wow,
That's
is that five?
That's
We're
five.
going for the record today. I
Might be
think
maybe.
Jackson Dart got put in the best situation for him. He gets to sit behind Russell Wilson, who is a Super Bowl champion, and he gets to sit behind Jameis Winston, who is a motivational machine. So if he can take away the 30 touchdowns that Jameis threw and the deep ball and Super Bowl championess of Russell Wilson, he might be a really good player.
He might be.
Yeah, and then they got Darius Alexander out of Toledo in the third. Cam Scattaboo, which is one of my favorite picks. They got him, and then yeah, just a tight end, offensive tackle, and a cornerback. So I feel like they hit some good spots that they needed, and they got some good players too. So I'm gonna go with the New York Giants.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I agree with you on that. Eagles, I liked what they did with their first two picks, Jahad Campbell and Andrew Makuba. We cannot let Philadelphia keep getting away with these defensive players. Like, I don't understand it. But I think they did well. I have to agree with you on the Giants. I think that they, hands down, had the best draft.
I'll give a shout out to the Buccaneers, though. I don't think their draft was all that incredible. But no, I think they're undrafted free agents. It's
Yeah,
incredible.
they're undrafted free agents, which I wanted to talk about a little bit later in the episode. We can do it now.
Okay.
They signed Tez Johnson.
Yeah. Or no, they drafted him late. He was like their last pick. Yeah.
Okay.
But they got Shiloh Sanders, Dino Tomlin, the legend.
Tomlin, yep.
That big dude from Florida, whatever his name is.
His name, yeah, but they got him.
They got Gary Green, legend. Shepard from Colorado. So just some names that you definitely have heard of, and they were able to snag them.
Right.
So
I would say we'll get into what I was gonna say later.
Sure.
Okay, so I think best draft we can say the Giants probably sealed that up. I think they went in a very positive direction, and all you can go is up from here. So.
And I would give a shout out to the Seahawks too. They had a ton of picks.
Seahawks had a ton of picks. I was impressed. I was happy with most of them. But overall, not too bad. You know, I don't like saying this at all. The Browns didn't have an awful draft. Mason Graham,
Yeah.
Schweizinger,
The thing is, for me, the fact that they passed up on Travis Hunter,
yeah,
I just can't
that
get over
seemed a little. I don't
and
know.
then they drafted Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, but
over
you know what I think they're doing?
Shedeur.
They
Tanking.
have that first round pick for next year.
That's true. Yeah. Oh, wow.
There we go. There's one.
But you're right. No, they
Oh my
did. They
gosh.
did do good. They got Quinshon Judkins, which is a great pick.
Yeah, it was a great pick.
Mason Graham, Shador,
Right.
um, and then I mean, I don't know about the rest. I mean, Carson Schwezzinger. I don't. I don't even know how to say it. Out of UCLA. I mean, great. Um, but I don't know. I think there were two good picks for them, maybe three,
Yeah.
and the rest is just okay
Yeah.
for me.
Right.
So,
All right. Let's move on. Worst pick. What was the biggest reach of the draft? I know we played a right or reach game last year. Um, but obviously, like you look at this draft, there are guys that we were texting back and forth the other day. Day one guys that went day two or day three.
mhm.
Or yeah, day three.
Or day five.
Honestly, it was day two guys
Or I
that
mean,
shouldn't
round
have won
five.
day one. They won day
Yeah.
one. Or day two guys that won day three. Day two guys that won undrafted. Day three guys that won day two. Day two guys that won day one, and day three guys that won undrafted. I mean, it was like we said, there is quality in this draft group. Like I don't know if we're gonna see a ton of Hall of Famers, but we'll see some All Pros. We'll see
Yeah.
just every year veteran guys that I think will run. Obviously, they're gonna run the league. Um, but how about before we move on, Tyler Shock, right? Shog, I forget how to pronounce
Oh
his
yeah,
name.
yeah. Tyler Shog. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think. It's,
the last rookie that will ever be drafted from the 1900s.
wow.
Yeah. He was born September something of 1999. So that's it. Um, but
That's
worst
insane.
pick, I don't think there's any arguing this. It's not even a bad pick. It just wasn't necessarily it. Colston Loveland at 10 to the
Yeah,
Bears.
he's a
I don't
good
understand.
player, but
He's a
over
good player.
Tyler
But
Warren.
over Tyler Warren, you could have
Yeah,
went running back, could have went wide receiver there. I don't know
yeah.
if that was
He could have done.
necessarily
Yeah,
anything other than a tight end who you just signed Cole Kmet to a deal
yeah,
this past season. So I don't know if that was necessarily the best pick. Was it
yeah.
worth it? Can it turn out to be worth it? Absolutely. But if we're talking about just first round reaches, I think you
I
got to
think,
say that. You could
and
argue
I
Jackson Dart, but
yeah, and I think if you went wide receiver Luther Burden in the second round, why wouldn't you just take one of the first round wide receivers
well,
and then
Luther,
use a pick for a
it
tight
makes
end?
sense. Maybe they didn't think that was going to fit. I think Burden is a steal in the second round.
Sure, but
Um,
I mean, I don't know. I feel like
and I
Colston
would say a
Loveland would have dropped
surprising pick
anyway.
is Maxwell Hairston that Buffalo took out of Kentucky. He's not bad. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong. He's
No.
a really good corner. Obviously, to
Hmm.
go first round in the NFL draft. I just don't know if I was necessarily expecting it. And then
No.
22, Amari and Hampton. What? To
Yeah.
the chart. I like. You got to feel for Herbert. Hypothetically, feel for Herbert. Um, like
Yeah.
Harbaugh likes to run the ball, and now you got Najee and Hampton,
Yeah.
and
Not really any targets that
no
are
lad.
crazy. Yeah, that's about it. Mike Williams. I think Shamar Stewart for the Bengals was kind of a reach. I mean,
I
he's a
would
good player,
agree to
but
an extent.
he's
I think he was first round talent. I
I
think
think he's
like
second
we said,
round.
any of these guys, day two could have won day one go day two.
Yeah.
Top five go day three. If you
I
really
just
want
think
to
it
go.
was I think it's just a like you could have done better. You could have
Right.
done better. You just kind of settled, if you ask me.
And apparently
And I'm
reports came out that they didn't even talk to Shamar. Like he had no previous like memory of even talking to a GM or a coach from the Bengals or them even having interest in him. I don't know if that's
yeah,
true or not, but wouldn't put it past the Bengals.
yeah. I don't really even know, but I just think there could have been a better option for them. But yeah, that would be. I think we hit the points on
Yeah.
whatever reach and stuff.
All right. Biggest steal.
Biggest steal. There's a lot for me.
Like we said, this is a rich draft class. I'm gonna go round 4, and I haven't been talking about him a lot. I wish I would have pre-draft. We obviously focused a lot more on the first round than later on. I might have brought him up one or two times, but Jalen Royals out of UConn.
Yeah,
I he is a dog. Watch the film, watch his tape. He's really, really good. I'm surprised he fell to the fourth, and I am very unhappy he fell to the Chiefs because the Chiefs just manage away the draft receivers every year. I feel like they rotate receivers, but they're still good. It's so weird with the Chiefs. But
Yeah.
hopefully he could be a guy there for a very long time. They're trying to reestablish that wide receiver room. So that's a really good pick. And then he went undrafted, this guy. And I haven't really been talking about him either. Elijah knows I'm a big fan of him, even outside of the huddle. Kobe Bryant falls out of not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 rounds. Does not make sense to me. Like he posted on his Instagram story. Y'all really think there's 26 better corners than me in the league or in this draft class? There's not. Maybe 10. Okay, maybe not 10. Maybe 10 to 15. But how do you let a man like Kobe Bryant go undrafted? It does not make sense to me. He's at Atlanta now. They signed him. But I would say that's a steal. Maybe not necessarily draft-wise, but that's a steal. Kobe Bryant in undrafted free agency is bonkers to me. Absolutely.
All right. I got a few, so I'm just going to start reading them off. Tez Johnson in the 7th round to the Buccaneers. I think that's a great pick.
Surprised Denver didn't try to go get him.
They messed up there. For the Steelers, Jack Sawyer in the 4th.
Absolutely.
Nice pick for them. I got the Giants with Cam Scadaboo, which I had already talked about. Really good pick for them. And then
it was good value for where they got him. I don't know if it was necessarily a steal. It can be. I feel like 3rd, 4th round was okay for Scadaboo.
Yeah. Oh, and then I think the Jaguars did a really good job. I should have talked about them having a good draft. Jack Kaiser in the 4th.
Yep. Great pick.
Bashal Tootin in the 4th.
Yep.
I mean, it's not really like a steal. He was kind of where he was protected. Wyatt Milam, 3rd round. But this is the one that I think is the biggest steal. Is Travis Hunter, number 2.
Honestly, that's not even a terrible take. They
traded
stole
up.
him. They traded up and stole him. I wouldn't say, he was going to go 1. He could have.
I think he's the best player in the entire draft. So.
Maybe best athlete. Play both.
No, I don't know best player.
Okay.
Who's the best player? Kobe Bryant?
I feel like you gotta go Genty. Like I'm not trying to be a Genty Blazer, but bro, Genty's good. Like
I don't know.
All right,
Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter are up there for me.
And then a few I just want to name off that were towards the end of the 5th round, I believe. Zaw Frazier, Jordan Hancock, Miles Frazier, Denzel Burke. I feel are all steals for their teams respectively, which was Bears, Bills, Lions, and Cardinals. The Cardinals low-key had an underrated draft too.
Yeah. Oh, you know another one? Shador Sanders, 5th round. Come on now.
It could be. Listen. Shador Sanders can turn into the biggest steal of this draft. Absolutely, 100%. Is it going to happen? I don't really know. If you want us to talk about the Shador Sanders drama, I got 2 things I want to say to you. Number 1, he came out and said that he tanks interviews with teams he didn't want to play with. So that's your own fault. That's your fault. You're pretty arrogant. You're pretty cocky. I think this was a good, humbling experience, hopefully, for him, Elijah. Number 2, it's the same crap garbage that high school coaches don't want to deal with. Nobody wants to deal with your dad. Me personally, I am a primetime fan. I like him as a coach. The only reason I didn't necessarily like Colorado is because of Shador Sanders. And I know last week was our own argument about whatever quarterback we were going to take. But I like Dion. I just don't think he needs to have his hand in every decision that his sons have in the NFL. And
he should let them go.
Yeah. Well, like Shiloh said, he fired him as his agent, got his own. So
I'm not a
fan.
That's
what I have to say on Shador.
Yeah, it's his own fault. You can't tank anybody's. I mean, for anybody, that's dumb because owners talk to each other. GMs talk to each other. You know what I mean? They say, hey, what do you think about what was going on here? Yeah, he was taking a phone call in my meeting. Or, hey, he was had cameras on in the meeting. I don't think you should be doing any of that unless you are a 4-time Super Bowl champion, 4-time MVP. No. Unless you're a 7-time Super Bowl champion, and the only 7-time Super Bowl champion
It's
in
Tom
the
Brady.
NFL would never do that. He would
No.
never do that
You want to
crap.
walk into an interview all laxed, all cool. I mean, look at Cam Ward. Humble,
Yeah.
single chain, not necessarily like dressed up in anything fancy. By the
Yeah.
way, Genty's Crocs were so sick. I love this. But I mean, tears running down this guy's face,
Yeah.
and he's drafted #1 overall. And
Good
like
for
you're
him.
over here with Shador,
Yeah.
and he's got all 32 hats lined up, legendary blinged out at the top of it. He's got his own
Yeah.
couch, his own backdrop, legendary forever, S2.
Yeah.
You fell to the 5th?
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Here's the thing.
Like,
I
whose
hate
fault
to.
is that?
Yeah. I hate to wish anything bad upon
No,
anybody.
and
So I'll say this: I hope this experience humbles him, and I hope he learns, and I hope he grows from it, and I do hope that he becomes a good quarterback. I don't like him. I don't like his personality. I don't think he's. I didn't really think he was all that great in college, but you know what? I still hope the best for him, and if he
Right.
does well, good for him.
it's not going to be on the Browns, though. He already dug his graveyard with the Browns, or they dug his graveyard.
Right
But,
now, he's fourth string. He's
right.
fourth string, technically fifth if Deshaun's in.
I don't know
Yeah.
about 4th string. I think anybody can fight for that. But that's our draft talk. I feel like there was one more. Oh, very, very quickly. Offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year. Who's going to be the best rookie? Just
Yikes.
give me names.
Cam Ward, probably Ashton Genty, Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter on defense too.
That's what I'm saying. If Travis Hunter walks out of here with both offensive and defensive rookie of the year, I would be so happy for him. That'd be so cool. So cool. What an
Abdul will
achievement that
probably
would be.
do well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say right now, Cam Ward probably could have it. Genty could have it as well.
Yeah.
I think Ted McMillan,
I was gonna say it's
I think
Ted,
he
yeah.
has a chance getting that. And defensively, I don't see any
Malachi
other way.
Starks. Yeah. I think Malachi Starks. Any safety on the Ravens is gonna be good. I hate to say it, but it's true.
I think it's gonna be
Or somebody on the Rams. The Rams are always good at picking
yeah,
late. and
Rams could be. I'm trying to look who they drafted.
yeah, let's see real quick.
I think it'll be Abdul Carter though. That's my take.
Yeah.
Early season, post draft. That's my take that it would be Abdul Carter. Rams.
It's probably gonna be Chris Paul Jr. out of Mississippi linebacker. for the
Probably, yeah. You know that. Oh, how about Kanate Mumpfield
Rams.
going to
Yeah.
the 7th? That was surprising.
He might do well.
My boy Donovan McMillan. I'm sorry, I love you. You went to the Browns, and
Yeah, that is absurd that Mumfield got drafted and not
and
McMillan.
McMillan didn't. Yeah, Mumpfield wasn't even supposed to like.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might not be in the league. But
Yeah.
I'm happy the pick guys got drafted. And Gavin Bartholomew, hey, he could go for offensive rookie of the year. Best rookie overall, though, I think I'm gonna go. Cam, maybe. He got Restrepo
Okay.
too. They signed him. His teammate from Miami, Titans signed him in undrafted free agency. So
Yeah.
I think I might go Cam Ward here.
I'm trying to think situationally, like what team.
Right.
I don't even know. I'll just go. I'm gonna say Matthew Golden. You got a good quarterback.
Okay, but very, very quickly,
Will Howard.
Seattle, CPAC, React, favorite pick. I'm gonna say Emin Wari or Jalen Milroe. We can talk about
Yeah.
that later. Oh, or Damian Martinez. Oh, that was a good pick.
Ew. Okay.
Or Zy Alexander, undrafted free agency. Gray Zabel's a good pick. I liked all the picks. Seattle had a good draft. Elijah, go.
Yeah. First time since 2002. Matthew Golden, wide receiver. Number 22, which I hate, by the way, but
Yeah, that's
that's our I mean, yeah, him or TCU guy, Savion Williams. So I'm gonna say Matthew Golden.
nice. All right, we're not singing. We're moving right along. Here we go.
Here we go.
This is Steel Curtain session. This is sad. I'm sad about this. We have to release / Ryan Watts will be retiring due to an injury, that neck injury he suffered in the last week of the preseason last year. Never played a snap for us, and it's crazy. One play. We've seen it before on the Steelers. One play.
Yeah.
Ruin a career.
That messed me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously, I think because it is basically workers' comp, he will be financially supported by the team or by the
Yeah.
league for X amount of years. I'm sure it'll be plenty. But
Yeah.
obviously, really, just prayers out to him that he continues to recover and that, all the emotions and mental stuff that goes into this, like you were in the NFL and you never got your shot. And he was a dog too. So our prayers out to you, Mr. Watts.
Yeah.
We release Montrevious Adams. Let's go.
Dude, that's not a good thing.
No, I don't know
Not
if
a
that's
good thing.
Uh,
When he was
an
well, he
ass.
was hit or miss. Let's be honest.
He wasn't
Like
good. He was just taking up.
he would have like one good
He's
play
one
in
of
a
those
game,
guys you
and
just
then he would
kind of
get
cling
injured.
on to because he did okay, but like, was
And you know where he started out? Started out in that little Green Bay town, little Green Bay.
if
He's
they
a-
can't see or are confused, Elijah, why don't you show?
Oh
the
yeah,
audience
this is my Malik Willis jersey.
Malik
I
the
just
Freak.
got it.
That's
Malik
so
the
tough.
Freak, legend, Liberty University, go Flames.
Nah.
Yeah,
Anyways, we signed Robert Woods. That is now the third consecutive year we have signed a washed Rams receiver, Allen Robinson, Van Jefferson. Now Robert Woods, $2 million deal for 1 year. If we got $2 million, bro, get rid of him. Put that $2 million on TJ's contract. Let's go. Sign TJ, please.
signed into a $2 million extension.
We'll go undrafted free agents real quick, then we'll talk about our final draft board, which I want to do something with that. Rock Taylor out of Memphis, DJ Thomas Jones, fullback out of South Alabama, Sebastian Castro, safety out of Iowa, Aiden Williams, offensive guard out of Minnesota, Ben Sauls, kicker out of Pitt, hail to Pitt, JJ Galbraith, tight end out of South Dakota because we need another tight end on our roster, of course. Kayshawn Williams, wide receiver out of Indiana, he's lucky a dog, and Blake Mengelson, defensive lineman out of BYU.
Yes.
Now
We
it's time
also
for-
hold on.
also.
We also have some minicamp invites. I'll read them real quick. Nate Matleck, edge out of Pitt. Max
he's
Hurlman, cornerback,
Not
Notre
bad, kid.
Dame. Tommy Smith, wide receiver, Rhode Island. Hollis Mathis, wide receiver, William and Mary. Seth Morgan, QB, New Hampshire. Debo Williams, kind of a snag, linebacker, South Carolina. And Javon Bird, wide receiver, NIU. I've never even heard of that. Oh, and one more. Dom Serapiglia.
Wow.
Serapiglia, Central Michigan.
Okay. How about that? All right. Our draft, we're just going to do it like a regular scale. If you know how grades work. Elijah, I'm assuming you do. On a scale from 1 to 10, we're just going to grade our picks.
They only go up
The
to D,
average up.
right? That's all I've ever seen.
I've seen S.
That's, I mean, but the highest is like D. I've never seen higher than that, right?
For what?
It goes F to D, just like in like grades, like school.
Yeah. It's just grades like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a few Fs before. Yep.
Good for you. All right.
Anyways, just give me on a scale from 1 to 10. We'll average them all up. But Derek Harmon, round 1 to Oregon. Also, before we move on, prayers out to him and his family as well. Lost his mom just minutes after he got to tell him he was drafted. So I'm sure he owes his whole career to her. And once again, prayers out to them. But Derek Harmon, round 1. What are we grading this pick out of 10?
I'm gonna give it a 9.
9? I like it. I'll stick with the 9 as well. Round 2, or no second round pick traded for DK. Caleb Johnson, round 3. What are we rating this?
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay.
Do you want me to explain why?
Yeah, I would love to know why.
Go ahead and rank
keep
yours
track. You
first.
keep track of yours. I'm gonna keep
Okay.
track of mine because I'm giving
That's
this
still
pick.
high.
I'm giving this
7
pick an
is high.
8.3.
Okay, that's not much higher than mine.
Yeah, huh? You gave it a 7.
Okay, that's 1.3 lower. Okay, he's literally Najee Harris, but
quicker. He can run fast.
Not that much faster. I mean, if we just wanted to have a Najee Harris, just sign Najee Harris, who's guaranteed
Okay,
1,000
maybe not
yards.
an 8.3. Let's go 7.9.
There you go. There you go.
All right, Jack Sawyer, round 4. Man, this one has to be an 8-2.
I'll go an 8. Even.
Are you keeping track of yours?
No.
Well, you had a 9, a
9, 7, and 8.
8.
Yeah. I think I got that.
Yaya Black.
YA Black.
YA at a DT at Iowa.
I don't know.
I don't love the pick, but we need reinforcements on the defensive line. I'll give this one a 6-4.
I'll give it a 6-7. Yeah, I'll give it a 6-7.
Maybe the most controversial pick, Will Howard in the 6th, quarterback, Ohio State.
Ooh. I'm gonna give this one a 8.
An 8? Okay, I give this
8.4.
I'll give this. I'll give it an 8 on the dot. I think it was a really good pick. I like it a lot. Good value for what
I'm gonna go back down to 8 too. Yeah.
I would like to put 7 just because I'm unsure, but you're not gonna get a quarterback his skill length any better. And then 2 7th-round picks. Obviously, we traded back because we knew we wanted to get these guys. So I'm trusting you, Omar. But Carson Bruner, linebacker, his dad actually played for us, right?
Yeah, Mark Bruner,
Yeah.
tight end.
And then Dante Kent, corner out of Michigan State. Would have loved for us to take another corner, Cy Alexander, Kobe Bryant. But obviously, I trust Omar.
He's also he's a punt returner too, so I think that's...
Oh, Kent is? Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, Bruner I'd give like a 5 just because of the last name.
Bruner, I'll give it a 4-8.
Yeah.
I think.
Kent.
No, but he's low-key nice, dude.
He's kind of good.
He's a hard tackler out of Washington. Like, the Huskies fans I know love him.
I'll give him a 5.5.
I'll give him a 5.3. And then Kent's... I'll give it a 4.4 maybe.
4.5, yeah.
Yeah, 4.5. All right, I finished with 49.3. Divide that up by what? 7?
Oh.
And it's a 70. I don't know if I love that. I don't think it's a C. I would give us our overall. I'd say we at least got a B+ to an A on our draft. I don't know about a C. I don't know if I agree with that.
I don't remember what I gave everybody, so
okay. Well,
let's just say average 7.
Sure.
Average 6 probably because I gave the other ones pretty low. So.
You think we got a D?
Yeah. Nah, I mean I don't think that, but I would actually give YA Black higher than what I said. I don't remember.
Yeah, even maybe Sawyer.
I give him a yeah.
Either way, we don't necessarily like what we got, but we think overall our draft is higher than a C or D. I think a B suffices. I don't think. I think Omar knew what he was doing, and everybody started hating the first round, and he knew what he was doing. I think Will Howard at this point could have a better shot than Shador starting by week 5. So,
anything you think we missed, like we should have drafted or drafted sooner?
I think a corner not earlier would have been nicer.
But
honestly, I think it was a stellar draft. I think we did well. So
I am surprised that not even undrafted that we didn't even think about McMillan. Even Bartholomew from Pitt.
Yeah, I mean
he got drafted, but no.
I don't think we were going to use him. So
also, no Dino Tomlin.
We do not want Dino Tomlin. So.
And I'm also surprised that we didn't go after Jordan Clark, Ryan Clark's son. Safety.
Yeah,
so.
He signed with the Bucks too,
Jets.
right? Or Jets. That's it, Jets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, overall,
I will say, yeah.
I'll
say for Dino, it's cool that he got to go to the school or the team that his dad was a coach on.
Started his career,
yeah.
Back with Tony Dungy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
crazy. Crazy. Yeah. Overall, though, good draft. We'll talk about it a little bit more in the upcoming weeks and just bring more off-season nonsense to you guys. So I'm Levi Jenkins, Elijah Cower. I think we only finished with 6 yawns today, so not a record.
Not bad.
Yeah, other than
Oh, sorry.
maybe combined record.
That was enough
would be
words.
needed. But
Yeah.
thank you all for listening. We will see you all next week.